Do you like to point out what's wrong with people or how stupid people are? Do people bother you easily to the point where you can't stop yourself from sharing your judgments? If you're new to my channel, my name is Seema Sunil from the Happiness Quotient. I'm a corporate trainer specialized in customer centricity, leadership trainings and team management. Do subscribe to my channel if you like the content. Welcome to another episode of Tiny Tales. A famous painter lived in a city. Many people used to come to see his painting exhibition and praised his work. Once he thought, what if people praise him only on his face and find fault in his work behind his back? Thinking this, he put a painting made by him early in the morning in a busy crossroad in the city, and he wrote below, "Whoever sees any mistake in this painting, put a mark at that place." In the evening, when he went to the crossroad to see his painting, his eyes were filled with tears because there were hundreds of marks on the painting. He became very disappointed and he quickly picked the painting and went to his house. This incident had a bad effect on him. He stopped painting. He started shying away from people. One day, one of his friends asked him the reason for his disappointment. Painter narrated the incident with a heavy heart. After listening to the story, his friend said, "You should do this once again. Keep a painting made by you at the crossroad." Next morning, the painter kept a new painting on the road. After that, the painter was going to write, "Whoever sees any mistake in this painting, put a mark at that place." His friend stopped him and asked him to write, "Whoever sees any mistake in this painting, correct it." In the evening, when both friends went to see the painting, they saw that the painting is still the same as it was in the morning. There was no change. The friend smiled and said, "Understood something? Anyone can make mistake and most of us do, but there are very few who can help to correct those mistakes." He continued, "While it is important to take feedback, there is no use in needlessly taking opinion of people who only want to make fun of others or want to humiliate them. They have neither the time or knowledge to help us do the correction. That is why the mistake is not in your picture but in seeking advice from such people." The painter had understood the point of his friend and he continued making more paintings. We need not take advice from anyone or everyone. If we have to take advice, then let's take it from experts in that field who can help us to correct it. And even more important, that let's avoid being the person who find faults, but be the person who can rectify others' mistake and bring that positive change in their lives. Now let me ask you, can you remember any friend or relative of yours who often pointed out everyone else's problems or faults? If yes, you might probably have displeasure towards this person, especially if you have memories of him or her being critical of you. We do come across such fault-finding radars in most places, don't we? The one with the fault-finding radar is the unhappy person of the group. It's time for introspection. Do you sound like a person who complains a lot? It is definitely not a desirable social quality. When you find faults, you are harming their confidence by shouting out their mistake. Imagine if the same happened with you. If you keep finding faults, you will appear as an insensitive person and you might make people uncomfortable by harming their self-esteem. The day is not far. You might lose a lot of people in your life and you might soon become a loner. If you keep finding fault in everyone and everything, your team will start disliking you and talk ill of you because you don't acknowledge hard work of others. Not a good impression, is it? Don't find fault in others is not a blanket statement that applies to everyone and every situation in our lives. Always understand that there is a fine line, the context and the reason for finding fault. If you are a parent, a teacher, a manager, or someone senior in a company, and you need to advise, inform, correct someone for their benefit, then it is okay. Always remember that fault finding should not demotivate, depress, or make someone discouraged. Instead, it should be given in a constructive way in a spirit of concern, welfare, and compassion for others. Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. The goal is to stop yourself from verbalizing your negative opinion even if you have that negative thought. Create a filter that decides which complaints are necessary and which could be left in your mind. Remember the cliche? If you don't have something nice to say, keep it to yourself. Always remember, when you point one finger, there are 3 fingers pointing back at you. Wishing you good luck.